Greetings and welcome, friends. My algebra buddies are here following along. We're writing down correct solutions if we made a mistake, and we are going over the idea of solving equations with variables on both sides. And by the way, the nice thing about like this chapter and the next one is, say like you were like, man, I still don't know how to do yesterday's thing. Still follow along because you will recognize at least like some of the steps along the way. You'd be like, oh yeah, I know that from like 3 days ago, or I know that from 2 days ago. So it's still going to be rehearsing the skills for you. But the new idea was this. Oh dear, I've got variables on both sides of this equal sign. I've got to move one. And when it comes to moving stuff, let's say you and your buddy are going to be roommates. You're going to move into one of your all's apartments, and you're like, why would I move all of my stuff? I've got 9 things when you've only got like -4 things, right? Let's move the person's stuff that has less stuff than moving the person who has way more stuff. Right? It's easier to move less things than more things. So I always suggest to move the little guy to the big guy. So I'm going to add 4s to both sides. And when I say that, I mean both sides of the equal sign. I only write this plus 4s if I can underneath a like term, right? These are all s's. And so don't write like plus 4s under the 26. Those are not like terms. Yeah, that won't work out for you. So I'm going to end up having, so Cameron's writing this down, these 4 s's and -4 s's cancel out. I'll have 26 still over here. We've been writing our equal signs down in the middle, right? Keep them in a column. 9s plus 4s is 13 s's. And now that I've brought my variables together, I'm going to solve using inverse operations. And let's see, Cameron, what is the inverse of multiplication? How do I undo? Yeah, you got it. The Division, Tom Clancy's The Division. Excellent video juego, if I might say so myself. 26 divided by 13 is 2, which is equal to these 13s cancel out, and I get s. But better what yet? What? Yep. S equals 2. All right, they asked us to do a check. Tell you what, I'll do one check for us. I haven't been super requiring you to do checks for all of these. But when doing a check, I would plug in 2 anywhere I see an S, and I'm gonna determine whether or not this works using Hamdales. So this is a question mark. Is this equal? Is what I'm checking. Check, right? And let's see. I'd do multiplication first. 26 minus 8. Is that the same as 9 times 2, which is 18? 26 minus 8, 18 equals 18. And I love it. Here's my green check mark. I love my green check mark. Bam! I like it. Right? So, so my general strat, move a variable to the same side as the other variable, right? Don't start moving anything else. Sometimes people will start by, I don't know, I'm going to subtract 26 from both sides, which is a permissible, it is a legal move, but it might not be helpful, right? Maybe in our case, we wanted to keep 26 on that side, and I wanted to move the variables to the others. So don't start dividing or, moving constants around until you've figured out what side your variable is gonna live on. All right, let's keep cruising here. I think I've got a few of these. Ooh, so I've got some. I've got -3r and 15r on both sides. Who is the little guy? Let's ask Devin. -3r is a smaller number of r's to have than 15. And Amity, oh, you're watching. I'm sorry. How would I move that 3r to the other side? I know you're not. You're working on something else, but yeah, how could I get this over here? Add 3r. Thank you. Yeah, sorry for putting you on the spot. My bad. My bad. So those r's cancel out. I got 10. Equal sign, bring it down, bring it around town. 15r plus 3r is 18. Is that 18r squared? No, it's still 18r's, right? 15 apples plus 3 apples is 18 apples. They don't suddenly become apple pies because I put them in a pile. That's not how it works. That -8 is still hanging out. So now that I know which side, right, my variable is on, I'm trying to get this variable by itself by moving the 8 and the 18 to the t'other side. All right. Now, what should I move first? Let's think about this. I've got multiplication. I've got subtraction. Which should I move first? If I divide, I'm going to create fractions. Ugh. Which is legal. It's just not, you're making work for yourself. Remember, the way we choose is we SADMAP, right? I'm undoing the operations in the reverse order. So I'm going to deal with subtraction from SADMAP before I deal with the multiplication. All right, and I'm moving those with inverse operation. So the inverse of subtracting 8 would be to add 8 and 1 and 8. Never mind. 10 plus 8 is 18. Equal sign. Bring it around town. Equals 18R. And now I agree we could deal with this multiply by 18 by dividing both sides by 18. I've seen some students say 18 over 18 is 0. But you guys, what would you say 18 divided by 18 is? That's 1. Yeah. And these 18s cancel out. I get R. Or R equals uno. There you go now. Right? All right. Yeah, we just came back from a weekend, internet friends. And yeah, so we're like trying to remember. Man, it's been a long time shaking out those cobwebs. Takes a little while to get back to. Oh, here we go. I've got some parentheses. I'm going to simplify both sides first using distribution. I'm going to distribute a -9 and a +4. So before I start moving anybody, we're going to simplify. All right, -9 times t is -9t, not 90, just 9t. -9 times -2, double negatives become positive. 9 times 2 is 18. Right, Devin, you're writing this down? No. 4 times t is 4t. And 4 times -15 is -60. All right, let's see. Jimmy, this one's tricky. Who is smaller, -9t or 4t? Huh? He's saying -9t, right? -9 is smaller. It's less than a +4. So I'm going to move that 9t. I'm going to add 9t to both sides. When I say both sides, Ethan, what do I mean? Both sides of what? What am I talking about when I say? Yeah, both sides of the equal sign. I've actually even seen some people draw a line straight down that. If that's going to help you out for a little bit, you can do that. But eventually, right, I'd want to be able to have our nice clean algebra here. It'll be great. So 18 equals 13t minus 60. Now I've got my variable on one side. How do I SADMAP this? I've got multiplication and subtraction. Who do I target first? Yeah, subtraction. So let's add 60. And I mean, it's fair game. If you wanted to be like, I don't know, is dividing by 13 a good idea? And then you'd be like, oh, that's not a good idea. I don't want to do it. Right? That's perfectly fine. Like, you can think it through and kind of guess and check your route a little bit. 60 plus 18 is 78. Equals 13t. And I already heard some of you guys say division earlier, because division is the inverse operation of multiplication. Let's see, is 78 divisible by 13? It's just 6? Yeah, 6 times 10 is 60, plus 6 times 3 is 18. Yeah, that checks out. 6 equals t, or t equals 6. Box it. I like it. All right, I got one more. I got the trickiest one for last. Man. Tricky. Look at that one. 14. That's with the trickiness. I think you all would agree. So let's distribute. Or what should I move the t's together first? What should I do? First thing, distribute. right? Distributing. Yeah, let's see. Make sure you're writing this one down. This one's a tricky one. What if I had a mini quiz on this kind of problem right after the homework? That'd be crazy, right? Don't worry, I'm not. Like, man, you guys are getting nervous. I'm not going to do that. All right, 2 times 2t, 4t. 2 times 4 is 8. Now, okay, here's the part where it was scaring y'all. 3/4 times 24. Now, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could do 3 times 24 and then divide by 4. But that sounds like that's going to make a number bigger. So instead, I'm going to do 24 divided by 4 first. And Devin, what is 24 divided by 4? 4 goes into 1. 4 goes into 4 once. And 4 fits into 24 6 times. And then this is where Pooja got her answers. 3 times 6 is 18. Right, and if you want, you can put this over 1 and you just multiply the numerators and the denominators, as I say. So 3/4 times 24 is 18. Minus 3/4 times 8t, though. Oh, dear. I know it's going to have a t in it. But Cameron, I've got to figure out 3/4 times -8. It's going to be negative. Are you guys tracking this? I'm worried. Oh, it's like the third to last page in our packet, I think. We're doing number 14. All right, second to last. There we go. All right, 3/4 times 8. So yeah, you could multiply 3 times 8, get 24, and then divide by 4, and get 6. But I like to make numbers smaller first, right? I don't know. I'm more comfortable dealing with smaller numbers because my multiplications and divisions aren't as great. Wow, that was a good sneeze. Boy. 8 divided by 4 is 2, right? 4 fits into itself once and into 8 twice, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So if you're doing some fraction work, it's not a bad idea to prac your frac. You know, practice your fractions with some Khan Academy or something like that. You know, I also have plenty of resources I could give you as well if you wanted to practice that during an ACE block. Okay, here we go. Let's ask Ethan, what should I move, the 4t or the -6t? I agree, t. Add 6t to both sides. All right, let's see. Pooja, how many t's is that? What are you thinking? How many t's? Yeah, 10t. I think it'd be funny if we had the number 20 and then the number 10t, if like I could call it that. I think that'd be pretty funny. Let's see, that +8 is still going to hang out there. Equals 18 is still here. And what happened to these ones? Yeah, they just like, right? They're gone. All right. Adriana, what should I move first, the 10 or the 8? Yeah, I want to deal with the addition or subtraction before I deal with multiplication. So subtract 8 both sides. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we're going to finish this in 15 minutes. That's my goal for these homework videos. 18 minus 8 is 10. And now you guys could probably guess what t is here. Yeah. But if I want to use algebra, how would I solve for t? I would divide both sides by 10. I'm going to get t equals 1. Which, I think you guys would agree, you wouldn't have been able to guess by looking at this problem originally. I think, no, I'm not doing that, right? So thanks for coming by, internet friends. Have a great day.